interesting buildings in your city. Or if you have somebody who likes food, you can explain what's special about Bolivian food, you know? So if you to really try to learn from the interests of a group, really helps them stay interested in what you're saying.
Thank you. And what kind of tourism do do you like to guide? For example, cultural tours or adventure tours? What kind do you like to have a, a tour?
Yes. Um, I like a little bit of everything, just as long as you understand not everything can be your specialty, right? So I like to trekking tours. I really like to walk a lot and I like nature, but always with a local guide that's an expert in the area so that we don't get lost, or so that if somebody gets hurt, you always have two guides to take care of the group, or a tourist that gets injured. I also really like cultural tourism. So to explain people what makes Bolivian culture or La Paz culture unique, and um, I also like to do food tours so that I can show people what we eat.
No, definitely. I think food plays an important part in every country, in every culture. Yeah, because for example, if me and Felix, one of Bolivian, if we go on a tour with Ligia, Andrea, or Julian, one of the one of the first three questions will be, uh, "What do you recommend I try?" Oh, exactly, food wise, in La Paz.
Yeah,
So
that is really important when you're traveling to try different kind of food. So the food tours is really important. And one question regarding to that: what kind of restaurants do you go to, and what kind of food do you take the tourists to try?
Uh, well, I like to take people to different places, and depending on your budget, it can be going to the market. I mean, this is all pre-COVID, of course,
yeah,
because
Yeah, of
I
course, yeah.
haven't guided any tours since COVID. But um, for example, I like to go to the market and show people how we shop, the type of ingredients that we use when they're raw, and then we can go to a Bolivian restaurant. So there's one actually that's near the post office that is quite good, that offers traditional Bolivian food. And we can go to the markets to see how they serve api con pastel and fruit salads and the different types of fruits that we eat. But then, so I like to do that, to show them first the ingredients and then the prepared meals and how we prepare them. I also like Cyclic. Cyclic is near Plaza Baroa, um, because it's a little bit more posh. So it's a little bit nicer, not necessarily super expensive. But what I like is that they have vegetarian Bolivian food and non vegetarian Bolivian food.
okay.
Okay,
Oh,
nice.
good.
Those are some of the places I go.
Excellent. Um, and Julio, any questions so far? Anything to ask Likia?
Yes. What is your favorite movie?
My favorite what? Sorry.
Movie.
Movie.
Movie. Oh, ooh, that's hard to. It's hard to pick one. Uh, I like Back to the Future. Um, I like um, 10 Things I Hate About You. Is a really old, not really old, but from 1999. So I don't know if you've heard of it. I really like that movie. And I like You've Got Mail with Meg Ryan. So those are some of my favorite movies. I like romantic comedies. They take my mind away from real life.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, movies play that role. Definitely, movies play that role.
I don't like horror movies. Mm-mm. For a long time, I was afraid of the dark, so I don't watch horror movies.
Okay. Um. Okay. So, like, so you studied tourism, and where did tourism take you? I mean, how long have you been in tourism in the industry for, and what do you do at the moment?
I have been
Ignore
working,
COVID. Ignore COVID. Let's just say there's no COVID. What would you usually do?
I've worked in tourism for 18 years now. 18? Yes, 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 almost 18 years. I started as a local tour guide for a company called Crillon Tours.
Okay.
And I used to travel to Tiwanaku and the Titicaca Lake, the Island of the Sun. Then I started to study. So I was 17 when I started to work. And then I did university and I stopped working for a couple of years. And then when I finished university, I worked for a few years in tourism development. So helping companies improve their quality and make more money so that more money stays from tourism stays in local hands, you know, so that there's more employment for in tourism. And then for the last 6 years, I have worked for a German travel agency and I organize personalized tours for clients that come to South America. So they tell me how long they want to travel, what places they want to see, and I would organize their day by day itinerary and then book their hotels, book their flights, book their local tours. Yes.
Mm,
So I've worked for for almost 18 years in tourism.
mhm. Okay, good. And now, do you own your own company or business or?
No, I was working as an international tour guide,
Mhm. Oh, no,
which
wow, amazing.
means I went to, let's say, Lima to pick up a group of clients and then would take them to Cusco and visit Machu Picchu and then bring them to the Titicaca Lake and then to La Paz, then to Uyuni, then take them to Chile.
Mhm.
Then they would go home and I would come home. I would also guide tours in Patagonia. So I went to Chile, Argentina, and then Patagonia has wonderful mountains, but sometimes the weather is cold. So we would finish our tours in Brazil and have a little bit of beach, a little bit of sun. So that was the last thing I did pre-COVID. So I would say English and German have helped me to travel all over South America, all over the world even. I went to South Africa for work. I
Nice.
went to Morocco for work. Um, and that is, I would say, 70% of that is because of the languages that I speak.
Mhm.
So that helped me a lot. It was an advantage when I was getting a job. And then it's an advantage when they're choosing among coworkers who gets to travel and represent the company. It's a very big advantage.
Definitely. Sounds amazing. So, international travel then. So, what would you what for someone like Andrea? She's in this industry for you.
Mhm.
If she wants to be an international traveler, like or an international guide, for example, what does she need? What does she need to do? Or anyone in
For,
general?
First and foremost, you have to know languages. That's very important because um, when you have clients that are coming to South America, if they know the language, they're not likely to book a guide, right? So if they speak Spanish, they're not necessarily going to hire a guide. They might decide to explore on their own. But if they only speak English, or if they speak Finnish and English, Swedish and English, they're they're going to pick an English speaking guide because speaking to a local person gives you a lot more information than just visiting things on your own. So the most important thing is to know English. It's the most important aspect of tourism.
Why?
Secondly,
Just before you go to the second point, why? Because I think most people don't believe what you're saying. That English is like an important language uh, in the world, like business-wise. Anyway, I think business-wise, English is it's a must-have skill.
mhm.
Why would you think English is a must-have ahead of German, for example?
Because it's international. So if you speak German, but not English, they wouldn't send you to an international congress, for example. So my mother worked for many years for a nonprofit organization, and she was always the representative for the project that she worked on to go to the international congresses, because there were people from Africa, people from Asia, people from Latin America, and the common language is English. So um, sure, it's very interesting to have a specialized language like French or German or Japanese, but um,
Amara.
English is the international language, and it's much more versatile. It will allow you to reach more people. Do you understand? Does that make sense to Andrea, to Julio?
Yes,
Andrea?
yes, thank you. And I have a question. When you
Yeah.
travel to Morocco,
Mm-hmm.
they have a lot of costumes and traditions.
Mm-hmm.
And how do you feel? Or no, do you go? Did
Eh,
you go like a tour guide there, or you
no,
do
no, no,
tour?
no. I went to work. So I went to work meetings. So we worked in the hotel, but then I went as a tourist for 1 week with my mother.
Ah,
My mother met me in Morocco. I convinced her to spend her savings to come visit me and for us to travel together.
ah,
It's hard when it's a Muslim country that's very traditional. So um, most of the women are covered up.
mm-hmm.
Um, most of the public places are not open for women. So if you go to a cafe, it's only men.
Oh,
Um, if you see a restaurant, it's only men. So what was important for me, and I think that I enjoyed it a lot more than other of my coworkers, is to try to not judge that other culture from your beliefs, right? So not go in there saying it's wrong, but to go there thinking I'm the foreigner and I need to adjust to their customs. So I had I was able to enjoy that, and I wasn't afraid. But um, you have to ignore the men that are telling you you're pretty and they want to buy you. Um, they offer my mother money or camels for me. But you have to take it with humor
Yeah,
and
you have
and
to.
yeah.
Mm.
And also, I was
How many
there for
camels were
1 week.
offered, Ligia?
And how
In the
many?
hundreds. In the
Hundreds and
hundreds.
thousands.
I was
Yes.
younger then.
And
Yes,
did
but
you visit in Morocco's the Blue Town?
yes, Chef Chowen.
Uh-huh.
Yes. Mm-hmm. Yes,
Beautiful.
I went there. I
And
What
spent 1 night there.
more.
what's the name of the Morocco, how do you say Moroccan capital?
Sorry?
Well, the
What's
capital of
the
Morocco
capital
is
of Morocco?
Casablanca. Is it
Marrakesh.
Marrakesh?
I think Marrakesh is the capital,
Yeah,
or is it
Marrakesh.
Casablanca?
Yes. No, no, Marrakesh. Marrakesh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was in both Casablanca, Marrakesh, Chefchaouen. Yes.
So, how many camels did you see on your travels?
I only saw a few. We saw saw mostly camels when I was in the beach near Algeria. But I didn't go to the desert. The desert is to the Sahara Desert is south of Morocco, and I didn't have time to go to the Sahara Desert. So I only saw very few camels, and most of them not in the wild, let's say.
Okay, yeah. So you could have seen a lot more if you got married.
Yes, if I had let those agreements go, then I probably would have seen a lot of camels. My mother would have seen a lot of camels because she
Ah,
would
okay,
own the
cool,
camels
cool.
and I would be owned by the man.
Yeah. Oh, we should
Okay.
react
Yes, but
to say, but that is a very strange custom to me.
yes, yes.
Yeah. What is
Like I said,
I have a question for Daryl and Ligia as well, because I know there's a special word for that. When you get married, the father's family gives a gift,
It's called a dowry. A dowry.
a dowry.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So it's the gift that the father's family gives to
Mm.
uh, the couple, or do they give it to the family of the
It
bride?
goes to the family of the bride.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah. Mhm. Okay. Julio, questions for Ligia, please? Anything? Anything, my friend.
What is your favorite food?
Good question,
ooh,
Julio.
um, anticucho and fritanga.
Okay, so in Bolivia, fritanga and tecucho. And on your
Mhm.
travels, what's been your favorite around the world where you've traveled?
In Morocco, I love the bread.
Hmm.
Um, it it's amazing. It's like a croissant meets a pancake. I still dream of this bread. Um, and I also like pain du chocolat. So it's like a chocolate croissant. Um, yes, those are some of my favorite foods. I like sweets. I like chocolate.
Okay, good. Excellent. I think we've got Edwin joining in soon. Um, okay. So, what's been the best part about travel, about your job, Likia?
The best part, one of the best parts about my job has been the traveling. Another part of my job that I really enjoy is the flexibility and how different everything is. I don't do the same every day. I can do many different things. So when I was organizing customized tours, I would research special hotels, special national parks, and I was able to, mm, yeah, learn new things. So my jobs have never been boring, and I think that's what I love most about tourism is that it allowed me to innovate a lot. Felix was asking me where I live. I live in La Paz, Bolivia. I'm from La Paz.
Okay, thank you.
Um, yeah, I think everyone's from La Paz today. Julio, you live in La Paz? Yes.
Yes, I live in La Paz.
Okay, I think Andrea lives in La Paz, but she's from Sucre, so it's a Paseño day today. Viva La Paz. Okay.
I love
Um,
Sucre, Andrea. It's so pretty.
Yes, it's very, very beautiful, more historical city, and the people is very polite.
Yes.
whoa, Andrea. Are you
I
saying
wouldn't
La
agree.
Paz people are not polite and Sucre are
No,
more polite?
in La Paz is
I,
polite, but they don't have very patient. For example, when you
Patience.
go to buy something, the people that sell the things doesn't have patience, or the drivers, they are very aggressive with the people. I don't like.
uh, I was robbed in La Paz, well, in Santa Cruz, sorry. So I wouldn't agree that everyone is very polite and accommodating in Santa Cruz.
Yeah, well, yeah. Usually with the bigger cities, yeah, no one's got time. They tend to be more aggressive. Usually there's more people living in the place. So, yeah. Uh, yeah, I've been to Sucre. I like Sucre. Sucre is beautiful. It's one of my favorite places here. Very beautiful place. But probably, yeah, Paseño is a bit ruder than Sucreños in general. Okay. I think we got Edwin who's finally connected. Edwin, good afternoon. Okay, we'll get back to Edwin once he gets his sound sorted. Um, Likia, in terms of like recommending places to go in all nine departments of Bolivia, where would you go? In all nine provinces, departments, regions.
Uh, I please don't make me choose what I like
No,
the
not your
most
favorite.
because
Just
I think
recommend.
that
We just came for recommendations.
okay.
For example, in Pando,
Oh,
if you go
okay.
Pando, you need to go do this X, Y, and Z.
I have never been to Pando. It's the one department that I've never been to. So, if you go to Cochabamba, then you definitely have to um, do a little bit of dieting before you go so that you can eat your heart out when you're in Cochabamba because they have the best food. I really like going to Villa Tunari with my family. There are also some public swimming pools that are near Cochabamba that I like to go with my grandmother because she likes to swim. If we're in La Paz, you can go to the Moon Valley. I recently went for the third time to the Laguna Charcota, which is only a couple of hours away from here. And you can do some very beautiful trekking. I like to walk, so you can also climb up Pico Austria, which is a mountain that takes you 5,400 meters above sea level. Okay, so if you have altitude problems, don't do that. But if you don't have altitude problems, then I recommend climbing the mountain. It's very nice. I love Coroico. Coroico is very beautiful. Um, if you go to Tarija, go to as many wineries as you can. But if you really want to make me happy, go to the Casa Real distillery. It's where Singani Casa Real is made. It's beautiful, and it's my favorite. Um, I also always recommend seeing the Bolivian Amazon. So if you go to Rurrenabaque and you can take a river tour, you can see the animals, the anacondas, the dolphins. Um, and there are a few places that I really, really want to go to that I don't know. Parque Nacional Torotoro. It has beautiful caves and it has dinosaur prints. It has writings on the wall. What's it called in English? Arte rupestre, like
The footprints? Is it the dinosaur footprints?
no, not dinosaur footprints, like man-made drawings on stones, but from the cave, from the
Yeah. Forgot the
from
name.
thousands of years ago. So it has stone art that's man-made, but very, very old. And of course, if you, the Salar de Uyuni, the Uyuni salt flats, very beautiful. Those are some of my favorite Bolivian places.
Well, I think you're missing a department. You're missing Chuquisaca, you're missing Potosí, or Oruro. Come on.
Well, in Oruro, I only know the Carnaval.
Well, that's the main one, yeah.
So that's something one should see at least once in one's lifetime. Chuquisaca, of course, is very, very beautiful. The city itself, but the outskirts of Sucre, like Tarabuco and the Jalca weavings, but also the sites inside Sucre, like the convent of San Felipe de Neri. Andrea, correct me if it's not the correct name.
Yes, it's true.
Okay. That's very beautiful. You can go on the rooftop and you can see the city. It's very, very beautiful. Yeah. What am I missing, Daryl?
Potosí, Potosí.
Well, the Uyuni salt flats are in Potosí, but also another dream of mine is to see Tupiza. Tupiza is in the south of Potosí, and it's just a small town that's supposed to be very beautiful, just like the nature around is very nice, the people are very nice, and so I hope to see that someday.
Okay, excellent. All right. Um, yeah, that's good. And so what to get propinas or tips from clients as a guide, Ligia, what are your tips to get tips?
Oh,
Financial tips, yeah.
I think that well, in order to get tipped, you have to be clear about the fact that tips are not included, but not like from the beginning, right? So just try to be as helpful and genuine as you possibly can. So if you are genuinely interested in what your clients say, if you pay attention to their stories, like I said in the beginning, and for example, if somebody likes sweets, then you recommend a place where they have good desserts. If somebody likes soccer, then you show them the stadium. If somebody likes markets, then you do a little bit extra to make sure that they see the nicest places in the market, you know? So if you pay attention to their interests and then you incorporate that into what you're doing, um, people will see that you're making an extra effort, and they tip you well. Um, the better you speak the language, generally speaking, you also get better tips because it's less stressful for the clients to understand you. So once again, learning learning the language is a very good tip to get more tips.
Excellent, excellent. Mm, yeah, for someone like Julia, who's our youngest in the group, any
Mhm.
recommendations? Because I know your schools are. I think schools open next. Well, I don't know when schools here in La Paz, in Bolivia, are going to be open. Maybe sometime next year. What are your tips on Julia improving his English? Does he need to read more? What does he need to do?
It, whatever your interest is,
Mm,
apply it, use it in English. So let's say you like video games, try to find YouTube videos about video games that are in English. If you like movies, watch movies. If you like to read, then try to find articles about the things that you love that are in English. So, for example, I like to bake. I have a little bakery. Um, and so I like to watch YouTube videos about recipes. And so I can watch them in English, in German, and then I keep practicing my German and I keep practicing my English. So I learn new words. If I see a word that's new, I search it online to see what that word means. So if I find recipes online, I translate them and then I learn new vocabulary. So just make sure that you make that extra effort to to see the things you like, but see them in English. Um, and especially to Julio, because you're the youngest, the younger you are, the better you learn. So um, take advantage of your youth because then your brain, it doesn't work as well when you're 35 as when you're 15.
mhm. Yeah, that's true. That's true. um. Okay. You mentioned a bakery. What was your bakery and what do you specialize in?
Oh, it's online. So right
Hmm.
now I'm only selling, it's not, I don't have a physical bakery, but people can make online orders. My specialty is chocolate baked goods. So I make brownies, but they're made with organic cacao from the Amazon. So it's not
Nice.
made with processed chocolate, it's made with the natural cacao bean. I make cookies. I make German style cookies that I learned. Um, that I learned when I was living in Austria. So, and I also make my grandmother's family recipe for cinnamon rolls. So, very special family recipe that I learned from her. Those are
Okay.
some of the things we have.
Wow. Excellent.
Yeah.
Excellent. Mhm. Um, who's just joined? Martin. I see Martin's joined. And Edwin. We've got Edwin and Martin. Uh, better late than never. Um, okay, so we got Ligia, who's been around the world. She learned
Yeah, hi
English.
Ligia. Hi Ligia, nice to meet you. Sorry, I'm
Hi.
too late. Sorry, I'm too late for this meeting. I had a problem.
Yeah, don't worry. I think
No
internet,
problem.
internet problems in Bolivia are very common. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah. Sorry for the first time. No, Daryl. No, this time. Ligia, let me introduce myself. I'm Martin. I'm a self-taught learner in English. I've learned English for about 8 and 9 months. Yeah, just
Mhm.
at the beginning of this pandemic, and decided to learn English. And just now I'll be able to speak and understand English. And I need to catch up with what
Done,
you're talking about.
well, you have done
Um,
a great development in your English, Martin. I'm really proud of you.
Oh,
You have
thank
progressed
you,
a
Felix.
lot.
if you've only been speaking for 9 months, congratulations. Your English is very good.
Wow,
Um,
thank you.
so I'm Ligia. I'm from La Paz, Bolivia. I work in tourism. I've been working in tourism for 18 years. And English has helped me work and travel the world and travel South
Wow.
America. So I worked for many different companies, but the last job I had for 6 years was as a travel agent. So planning people's vacation in South America. So people would say, I want to visit South America. What do you recommend? And then I would organize itineraries for them, tell them where to go, what to visit, book their hotels, book their flights, and sometimes I would accompany the clients traveling. So that English has helped me travel a lot and work a lot in tourism.
Wow, so interesting. So you socialize with a lot of people, uh,
Yes,
and you travel overseas.
yes. For work, I traveled for my last job. Once a year, we would travel internationally to to see everybody in the company. It was an international company. So once a year, we all worked together. So I went to Brazil, Mexico,
Wow,
Morocco, South Africa.
wow, you're a lucky girl. Yeah,
Yes, yes. Thank,
yeah. And
thanks in large part to languages.
two languages, and how many languages you speak?
I speak Spanish because I'm Bolivian. I speak English. I learned as a child and I was raised bilingual.
Wow,
Um, yes, I learned when I was 8 years old. And then I speak English with my father and I speak Spanish with my mother. So uh, that's how I was raised bilingual. And I speak German. I learned German when I was 16. I went to Austria for an exchange year. Um, and I lived with a host family with 3 daughters, 3 little girls,
uh,
9 years old, 8 years old, 3 years old. And the little girls didn't speak any English or Spanish, so they taught me German.
wow, it's too difficult.
It,
Yeah,
it,
how was your experience living in another family? It's a strange family, another customs, another culture. Uh,
it's different because here I lived with a family that well here my family I'm the young here in my family I'm the youngest. I have one older brother, and when I went to Austria I was the oldest in a family of 4 girls, so 5 women mostly. My host father would go to work, and then at home it was my host mother, my 3 sisters, and me. So it's a big adjustment to live in somebody else's family with somebody else's rules. Um, it's a different culture, but that's also what I wanted. I didn't want to experience the same things that I had here. I wanted to experience something different, and that's what I got. So I'm still in touch with my host family and my 3 little host sisters.
And did you miss your host family, your ex family?
Do you mean did I miss my real family here when I was living
No,
in Austria?
no, your host family in Germany, because
Yes. Well,
you're stay with him for about 2 or 9 months.
I stayed with them for 11 months. 11
Wow,
months. 1 year. Mm-hmm.
yeah, wow.
Yes. Yes.
So my question is, did you miss your host family in Germany?
Yes. Initially, when I came back, um, we would telephone a lot because I missed them a lot. Um, but now we're still in touch. But of course, it's been so many years that we don't really miss each other anymore. But in touch on Facebook, so we see pictures. We write sometimes. We talk sometimes.
Wow, it's amazing because you you went to Germany and you not be able to speak German. Is that correct?
Yes. Yes. I didn't speak any German.
And how you communicate with people in German?
Initially, I communicated in English because several people spoke English. My host mother spoke English, and some teachers from
Ah,
school. But that was only for about 2 months. After 2 months, I asked everybody in my life to only speak German with me. So
oh, interesting.
um, I really wanted to learn. And so in the beginning, I didn't speak very much. My grammar wasn't good, but I could let myself be understood. And then as time progressed, I became more comfortable and I started to speak more fluently. And one of the key elements was my host sister's um, my little host sisters would teach me. So that that was very important. Children are very patient for teaching. Um, yeah,
Oh, that's interesting. And it was a scholarship. Sorry, Ligia, for many questions. But you went to Germany for a scholarship or a special program or
I went to Austria, not Germany. Austria,
Austria?
yes, which is south of Germany, a
Ah,
very small
okay.
country south of Germany. And I went with a program, so it was paid. My parents paid. It's a program called International Cultural Youth Exchange.
Oh,
Mhm.
interesting. And how much does cost this program?
Uh, I
If it's
don't know
available right now,
how much it
I
costs
need this
now.
program. Yeah.
It's available, but I don't know how much it costs now because I went 17 years ago, so
Wow.
prices
Okay.
were
Okay. I understand.
very different.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah. I
so
understand.
prices
Yeah.
are not comparable now.
Okay. Thank you, Ligia. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Ligia.
Hmm. You're welcome.
Let's give the opportunity another guest. Thank you, Daryl.
Yeah, you're
We
welcome,
can.
Martin. You're welcome. Edwin, let's hear from you, my friend. Any questions for Ligia, please? Don't be shy, Edwin.
Edwin, are you there?
Hello, friend.
Hello, Edwin. Welcome. Tell us about yourself, Edwin.
Hello, Guru. This is my first experience. My name is Edwin Wanka. Uh, I live in near Titicaca Lake in Bolivia, La Paz Department. For me, it was a or will be a good experience to conversation with you, friends. And I little speak English. I don't understand all English, friends. Excuse me, excuse me.
Hey, it's fine, Edwin. It's fine. Don't worry, my friend. Don't worry. Yeah. Speak as much as you can, and we're here to help you. So, Edwin, tell me, you live where? Near Copacabana or near Titicaca? Near Tequila or after Tequila?
Uh,
Or before or antes?
my town is San Cajahuira, San Cajahuira, Guatajata, near Tiquina. Uh, do you know the Tiquina?
Yes, yes. When we go to I've been to Copacabana a few times. I know when you go to Copacabana, you stop Tequila to cross by the boats to go to Copacabana. So Tequila, yes, I know Tequila.
Now, do you know the actual vice president of Bolivia,
No, David, the new one, the new vice president. What's his name? David
Choquehuanca?
Chokawanka. Yes. Whoa, 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 whoa. Are you related?
Is your nephew?
Is your Edwin? Are you related to the vice president? Es su
Oh, excuse
relación
me.
Pariente.
pariente. Sorry, es su
Pa-
pariente.
Uh, Almost a friend, because my last name is Wanka. The David last name is Choquehuanca.
Okay.
More, more or less, yes, friend.
Okay. Great. All right. Well, say hi to the
What
vice
happens,
president for
Daryl?
us. Yeah. No, I was trying to think of relationship, but in Spanish the context is different. Yes, parientes.
Yeah,
Thank you,
you
Ligia.
was very happy. Daryl.
Yeah, man. Let's if the conversation club can go all the way to the president, let's do it.
Yeah.
So Ligia, do you know this place where Edwin's from?
Yes. My father is from a town called Ancoraimes.
Oh,
Graimes?
Wow,
good.
Yes.
Ancoraimes is the Omasuyos province, the
Mm-hmm.
second section. Yes, I know.
Yes. Good. So, Edwin lives where the road to Copacabana separates from the road to Ancoraimes, where my father lives. So,
Ah, okay.
it's near where you eat trout. Have you ever been to the lake just to have trout? Like there's a bunch of restaurants on the
No,
shore of the lake.
no,
You
no.
just get off the road and then you eat these giant trouts and then you come
Okay.
back. So he lives near this trout eating area. So it's where the road goes off to two separate directions.
Okay, amazing. Ah. Hey, man,
From
Edwin, we should come visit you. Debemos visitar su casa. Yeah, we should come visit Edwin and eat some trout. Yeah. Now, welcome, Edwin. So, Edwin, what's your job? What do you do? ¿Qué haces por trabajo? Do you work in tourism? Do you do something else?
I am a elementary teacher, friend.
Oh, excellent, amazing. Okay.
Elementary
And
teacher and a student in El Alto Public University and San Andres University in La Paz.
excellent, amazing. So Edwin, tell us a question. During the lockdown, have you been working online or no? Or just vacation? Solo vacaciones por 6 meses durante lockdown. So have you been working online with your students or you just been on vacation?
Mm, my my profession, friend, is teacher. Reality, I am a principal in a school. That classes is off. Excuse me, and mm,
Okay, Edwin. Julio, we have Julio. Julio has 15 years old. So Julio is still going to school. Uh, when can Julio return to school? Do you know when people can go back to school? Physical. Escuela presencial? Is it next year? Próximo año 2022, 2022. Do you know when we can go back to school, Edwin? Físicamente.
uh, according the educational minister, the classes next year. I know that, friend.
Okay, next year. Um,
February next year? The start of
February,
next year?
March, Febrero, Marzo, February, March, April.
Yes, yes,
Mm, okay. Mm,
Yeah, I think depends of the new vaccine.
yes. Okay, Julio. So we've got Edwin is a principal of one of the schools here. Any questions you'd like to ask on our director de educación, Julio?
yes, yes, yes,
Mm.
friend.
I think that I don't have question because this situation is complicated because the coronavirus was terrible in the world, and for me, closed the schools, and I am sad because I don't know when I will go to school.
Do you miss
Okay.
your friends, Julio?
Mm, I don't know exactly. I miss more my teachers because honestly, I don't have very friends. I just have three or four, and
Mhm.
now I don't talking with them.
Okay. Thanks, Julio. So Edwin, I mean, we as you've heard, we have a student of yours. He's 15. He misses his teachers. He misses you. He misses school. What's your message to someone like Julio? Personas como los estudiantes como Julio. What's your message, my friend? What do they need to do right now? Edwin, can you hear us?
Edwin,
Un mensaje para
Excuse
los
me,
estudiantes.
excuse me. I don't, I don't listen, friend, because my signal, the internet is low. Excuse me.
Okay. Okay, so Julio goes to school. Julio tiene 15 años. He goes to school. Julio extraña sus compañeros, sus profesores. So, what's your message to Julio as a principal? What would you say to a student who misses school, misses the classroom? How do you motivate Julio to wait 3, 4 months till they get back to school?
Julio. Yoo-hoo.
No, this is for Edwin. This is for Edwin.
Edwin.
I think whilst Edwin's getting his signal back, let's give him a chance. Felix, and sorry, Andrea, for Felix, any questions for Likia? Because Andrea, this is your opportunity to to connect with someone who's
Uh,
doing what you want to do. Come on, Andrea, ask
I
ten
have a
thousand million questions.
Ligia. Do you travel to South Africa? South Africa. And do you take the safari tours?
I can.
I
We can hear you, Ligia. We can hear
Remember your
you.
microphone. Yeah.
Sorry, my neighbors are having a party, so I turned off my microphone so that you wouldn't hear the music. Um, I went to South Africa for work, so mostly I was in meetings, but I also had a few vacation days. And on those vacation days, I took a 3-day safari. So I saw elephants and rhinoceros, giraffes. Yes, I saw a lot of animals, but I didn't see any lions. Mm-hmm.
and
And
what is the
but
most important thing
mhm.
to keep in mind to enjoy the South Africa, sorry, the safari tours?
The most important thing is to keep your eyes open because sometimes the animals are not necessarily near you. So if you pay a lot of attention, you can see animals further away. So we saw a leopard, leopardo, um, coming down from a tree. So it wasn't near us, but because we were paying attention, we were able to see it come down the tree. It was very special. Um, And then also, you always have to pay attention to the directions that your guides give you so that you don't do anything dangerous, like get out of the car or stick your hand out, um, because there are hyenas, like in The Lion King. The hyenas, they're dangerous. So you always pay attention to what the park rangers tell you to do. Yes. And then another important thing is to just enjoy it. So no matter what you see, no matter what happens, to just really enjoy the time you're spending there.
Thank you. And in your work, like a
Mhm.
counter, do you
Mhm.
have some problems with the itinerario
Uh,
with your travel?
yes, you can have any number of problems because everything is done by humans and humans make mistakes. So sometimes it can be that your hotel was booked on the wrong date or someone made a mistake buying your flight or somebody doesn't like the hotel where they're staying or uh, a, a tour forgets to pick up a client. Any number of problems can happen. The important thing is to keep a mindset of not blaming someone, but to try to find solutions. So always focus on the solution, never focus on the problem, and never focus on who to blame. Because if you are aggressive to the person that made a mistake, it could be you. Everybody makes mistakes. So just try to keep that mindset of fixing the problem. And also, one thing that I really enjoyed about my last job is that um, the bosses gave us a lot of responsibility and allowed us to take responsibility for our mistakes. So if we made a mistake, we felt comfortable not hiding that mistake, but actually telling our bosses or our clients, we made this mistake, we want to fix it. And that, I think, is very important, and not necessarily what we Bolivians normally do, but it's very important in tourism and when working in any field where you work with people from other cultures. Yes, but many mistakes happen. You just have to stay positive.
Yeah, no, definitely nothing's perfect. It's good, yeah, to organize a perfect tour, but there will be situations where you need to think on your feet and be dynamic, uh, innovative, and yeah, go with the flow instead of like just panicking and thinking the world is going to end. Yeah, definitely. Great, good advice there, Likia. Good advice for someone like Andrea. Likia, any books, any special books Julia can read?
Ooh,
Easy book, no, something easy just to improve your English and stuff. Yeah.
oh, I think that stories are good for learning English. So you don't necessarily commit to a 500-page book, but rather to um, 5 or 6 pages of a story. Stories are good. Comics are good. Newspaper articles are good for practicing your English on subjects that you find interesting. So, if you find fiction books like Harry Potter, like Lord of the Rings, like what's it called? The one with the kings, the really famous one. Uh,
We can hear you, Daryl.
Game of Thrones. If you like Game of Thrones,
Game
Game
of
you
of
can
Thrones.
Thrones.
read that.
Okay, yeah.
But they're longer books and they have a lot of fiction vocabulary. So I would recommend to start with something shorter or simpler. But whatever you like. If you like the subject, you're more likely to read or hear or watch than if you read something you're not interested in. So um, I can't recommend what I like because it really depends on what you like.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, no, that's true. It depends on the person. But do you have a general recommendation though that a crossover book, Likia, that appeals
Oh,
to most people? Yeah, this applies
a
for
book,
everyone. A book for
a book
Martin,
I
Julio, Andrea, Edwin.
um the books from The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo are the books that I've read the fastest in my life. So if you could give me one book that I could erase from my memory so that I could read it again and enjoy it again, the trilogy from The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo. All-time favorite.
And could you give us a brief summary of the book?
Ooh, it's a criminal. It's a thriller. It's about a journalist that's investigating the disappearance of a girl and many things he finds out in between that if I tell anything, it would ruin the book. But it's a psychological thriller.
I think there's a movie respected
Yes, but
that
the book
book.
is
Yeah,
amazing.
yeah,
If you haven't
yeah.
watched the movie and you don't know the end, read the book.
Okay, okay, Olivia. I will see the. I will read the book, of
Yes.
course. I don't have spoiler alerts.
It's it's originally written in Swedish, but it's translated to English, so it can be read very well in English.
Oh, okay, okay. Thank you. Good
Yeah.
advice.
Excellent. Okay, we got 5 minutes left. All right, let's go.
I have a question
Yeah,
for
please, please.
Ligia. There. Ligia, how is the tourism nowadays in Bolivia?
It's very hard. A lot of people are unemployed in tourism, and have had to find new jobs. And a lot of business owners are running out um, of money because they've been paying salaries still, even without income. So it's hard right now, but I still encourage anybody who wants to work in tourism to continue, because once this is over, people will travel again. They'll be even more interested in getting to know new places. Local tourism will also be very important. So even though right now we're having a hard time, it won't last forever. So I still think it's a very good area to work in.
Yeah,
But
it's a good career. Tourism is an amazing career because,
yes.
and you do you manage people in your job and your work?
Are you asking me if I was the boss?
No,
So
if
if I
you do you manage people in your
manage
job?
in what sense?
How many people do you manage in your work?
What? Supervise, Likia. Do you supervise
Supervise.
anyone?
I No, I only supervised a couple of people. So I was the boss, not even the boss, but I supervised only two people while I was working at the agency. But as a tour guide, and as a planner, what you supervise are your providers. So you have to supervise the work of the people who are organizing other things for you. So if I had a company that managed my tours for Peru, I had to supervise their work.
Oh, okay, cool, interesting. Thank you, Lydia.
You're
Thank you,
welcome.
and congrats for your for your job, for your endeavor.
Thank you. Congrats on your English.
Thank you, Ligia.
Uh,
Thank you. If you
Thank
need
you.
some special volunteer, if you need a volunteer, you can count with me. If you if you
Good.
in order to improve my English, of course.
Okay. Thanks, Martin. Andrea, any questions? Last few questions for Likia.
Uh, um, what is what is his no sorry did you tour guide in Austria? Austria.
Mm. When I was in Austria, I was 16 years old. I was very young, and I was not allowed to work. And I also would not have worked in a country that is not my own. That's illegal.
Oh,
And also, I was very young. So I've only ever been a guide in South America, in Bolivia, in La Paz, and in other countries of South America. That's where I worked as a tour guide.
thank you. What is your favorite place in Austria?
In Austria,
Yes,
oh, I
what?
like Salzburg. Salzburg is the city where Mozart was from, and it has a lot of historical buildings, and it has very nice old churches, and you can still see horses in the center of the city, and really nice street markets. So that's my favorite city in Austria, is Salzburg.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay, Julio, anything for Andrea? Anything at all?
How was the first time traveling?
Good question.
Um, the first time I traveled alone, I was 8 years old, um, and my parents sent me to live with my grandparents. But I flew alone, so uh, I I it was a little bit scary, but also exciting. And so I think that experience as a little girl determined that for the rest of my life, I was not afraid to travel. Because if I did it when I was very, very young, I can always do it. So it taught me to be brave.
Definitely. No, definitely agree. Likia, in the chat here, could you tell us the if you can write or send us the website link for the international exchange program, just for the
Yeah,
guys, just in case.
sure. I'll look it up and I'll
Yeah.
send it to you.
Okay, thanks. Edwin, any questions from you?
Guru,
Edwin.
Guru,
Yes.
I know about your friend.
Ah, you know about Likia.
No, he knows about you.
About
Yeah.
you, Daryl. Who are you,
But
Daryl?
yeah, which friend? Which friend, my friend? Mm, mm. Uh, hey, which friend, Edwin? Tell us. Okay. Felix, are you with us? Is your Wi-Fi working?
Where is Felix?
I don't know. I think he's having. It looks like he's having internet issues. Okay. All right. So we'll wrap this up. Okay. Likia, any closing remarks, words from yourself? And sorry, the attendance wasn't our usual average, but
No, it's nice.
small is better. Yeah, it's more intimate. Yeah.
Yes, it gives people, it gives us a better chance to get to know everybody. And the people who are participating can participate a little bit more. Um, no, just thank you for listening, and I wish everybody the best of luck learning English. I hope my words help inspire you to continue to learn and practice, which is always good. And thanks, Daryl, for inviting me.
No, you're welcome. My pleasure. Yeah, my pleasure indeed. And yeah, you're welcome to the club anytime as a guest, or if you're to Lucerne on a Saturday, yeah, you can come join us, and
Thank you.
we have a verbal fiesta.
Sounds
Yeah.
nice.
Mm. Okay, guys. Yeah, and also, Likia, we're planning a physical meeting where everyone can come and practice their English. Ideally, we'll be looking at where I met you at the Nest at the Courage Tree. So we're
Mhm.
going to be planning that. And for those based in La Paz anyway, and we'll also be streaming live for those across Santa Cruz and some of our our members who live in Potosi, Santa Cruz, Tarija, etc. So for the La Paz people, in the next few weeks, I'm just trying to find a place where we can meet up and somewhere that's comfortable and where you guys can also enjoy the views and somewhere that has biosecurity. That's important. Yeah, coronavirus hasn't escaped yet; it's still here. So, despite of what's going on around La Paz or Bolivia, yeah, Corona's still
Uh,
about. Mhm. Okay,
yeah, well,
thank you.
for well-being, we need hunker down, I think.
Mhm. Yeah,
That's
definitely. Okay. Okay, Ligia. Thank you very much. 1,000 thank yous from myself to you, Andrea, Julio, Edwin, Andrea, and Felix. If you can hear us, thank you guys for joining us today. and
Thank
see
you.
you
Thank you, Darrell.
next slot
Thank you.
today.
Thank you,
Thank you.
Ligia.
It's been a
Thanks,
pleasure.
guys.
The
Thank
Thank
pleasure's
you,
you.
all mine.
Ligia.
Thank
you.
you.
You're welcome. Thanks.
All
Thank you,
right,
Ligia.
chaps.
Thank you,
Goodbye,
Darrell.
guys.
Bye bye.
Bye bye.
Goodbye.
Bye.
Goodbye, friends.